Congratulations. And of course, as a boxing community, we want to know what's next. Who's next for Canelo Alvarez? Edgar Berlanga. Dios mío. Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, Berlanga, Canelo. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, we all want to see the David Benavidez fight, but Canelo Alvarez, he just doesn't want to fight David Benavidez. And I know I want to see the fight. Y'all want to see the fight. But I'm also part of the group that feels that you can't shame Canelo Alvarez with David Benavidez because David Benavidez doesn't have a strap, which brings legacy for Canelo Alvarez to enhance his legacy. David Benavidez is not in the current pound-for-pound list, not mine, not yours. So it's not a pound-for-pound versus pound-for-pound. He's not a future Hall of Famer. By looking at his resume right now, if he retired right now, he's not a Hall of Famer. So the illusion is that David Benavidez is the most threatening opponent, potential opponent for Canelo Alvarez. But that's just an illusion. That's perception. I know that he's entertaining. I know he beat Caleb Plant, he beat Andre, but that could be just an illusion. We thought that Earl Spence was the biggest threat to Bud Crawford. And look how that turned out. Beat him up from pillar to post. He beat the big fish, a.k.a. the tuna fish from aisle 9 in your local supermarket. But, and I know this, that people are going to market the Mexican versus Puerto Rican rivalry. You know what I'm saying? You can't fake me. We're smarter than that, all right? Eddie Hearn, we're smarter than that. Berlanga, we're smarter than that. We're smarter than that. This is not the tradition, Mexican versus the best Puerto Rican. It's not. No, Edgar Berlanga is not Wilfred Gomez, Wilfred Benitez. It's not Miguel Cotto. It's not Trinidad. No, it's not. It's not. But Canelo Alvarez has put himself in position, just like David Benavidez has put himself in position, in mandatory position to face Canelo Alvarez. But as we all know, Canelo Alvarez, whoever's in mandatory position, never really truly get the shot like that. Charlo didn't get it in the 160-pound division. Benavidez has been in mandatory position for like, what, 2 years. And Edgar Berlanga just got there. And if you look at the resume of Edgar Berlanga really haven't faced ex-world champion nothing. Really. He only been through the 12th round probably one time in his career. I mean, not too long ago, he was fighting 8-rounders. Feel me? And I don't think that he has that steam, that hype, like a Subriel Matias. Now, let's say if Subriel Matias was 168 pounds. With the illusion of Subriel Matias, he's already a champion, right? Edgar Berlanga not even a champion. As Subriel Matias is a champion, he's killed somebody in the ring and stuff like that, which brings that type of excitement and illusion and the momentum of retiring all these fighters. I would understand if Subriel Matias was 168 pounds, then I think that rivalry will be realistic. It will seem realistic. They're going to try to market this like we're stupid, but we're not stupid. Yo no estoy estúpido, okay? Hey, no cheating me, all right? It don't make me feel like I ain't stupid, all right? I know what it is. Oíste. And I know the Puerto Rican, my Puerto Rican people will be like, Diablo, Ponch, pero tú sabes que somos latinos, pero tú sabes, nene, vamos a pelear con Canelo Alvarez y nos apoya a nosotros. Ya tú sabes que los dominicanos y los puertorriqueños somos, tú sabes, primo y hermano. Again, Edgar Berlanga has put himself in his position and he's going to call out the name Canelo, because why not? He's in a 168-pound division. He's going to call out Canelo Alvarez. He's in position. Rightfully so. I just don't feel that Edgar Berlanga really made his mark to even contend to a Canelo. I know that seems like contradicting because he's a mandatory position, but Canelo Alvarez may have overstayed his welcome. Canelo Alvarez, the 4-division world champion, currently super middleweight undisputed. King Nelo, Cartelo, Cashnelo, Bathing, a.k.a. get the fuck out of here, man. Canelo Alvarez got nothing left to prove. There is nothing left for him to fight. And I say this for several years already. And look, I've been saying this, that Edgar Berlanga and David Benavidez is the only one left. So I'm not knocking that it could be a big fight in Madison Square Garden, New York City. Maybe in the West Coast. A lot of people don't know Edgar Berlanga, but I think that if that fight can happen in Madison Square Garden, I think that there will be more respectable because people know Edgar Berlanga. He's Brooklyn, he's New York. If it's in the West Coast, a lot of people don't know Edgar Berlanga like that. Let's be real, let's be honest. As much as he want to be with all these rappers and stuff like that, they're going to have to help him. So that's what I mean, that it's not realistic. This is just a marketing scheme. is not really the tradition of the best Mexican versus the best Puerto Rican. If we saw the fight with him and Jaime Munguia fought a perfect fight for Jaime Munguia, and still it was like levels. Remember, Canelo Alvarez is still 33 years old, but Canelo Alvarez has done so much and has separated himself from his contemporaries that nobody could give anything to Canelo Alvarez unless if Canelo Alvarez dare to be great one more time and move up and be in the disadvantages and go to the 175-pound division and probably fight the winner of Beterbiev above all. The worst thing that could happen to Canelo Alvarez is what happened to Roy Jones Jr. When Roy Jones Jr. became the heavyweight champion of the world that beat John Ruiz, there was nothing left for Roy Jones Jr. Because just like Roy Jones, he separated himself from his contemporaries. A big gap. He accomplished so much. There was nothing. He had to go right back down 25 pounds lighter just to fight Antonio Tarver. And he beat Antonio Tarver in the first fight. But probably the greed got him that second fight, got knocked out. And Roy Jones Jr. legacy was never the same. Yeah, he's one of the best 15 greatest fighter. But after beating John Ruiz, if he would have retired right there, we'll be arguing if Roy Jones Jr. was the greatest of all time. Because, of course, the first one that he lost was a disqualification. We'll be saying that Roy Jones Jr. arguably is the greatest of all time. Well, because he kept on going where he really needed to keep on going. Whatever's up must come down. There's a lot of money on the table for Canelo Alvarez, but not the quite money that we just going to give to Canelo Alvarez. Peep this. Canelo Alvarez in the post-fight interview was saying, yo, if the 200 million, they got to pay me, they got to pay me, they got to pay me. I never heard a cash cow say they got to pay me, because the cash cow is the money. The money is always there for the cash cow. The cash cow never needed to beg money. Oscar de la Hoya never needed to say, well, they got to give me the cash. Manny Pacquiao never needed to say they got to give me the cash. Mike Tyson never said they needed to give me the cash. Floyd Mayweather money made, but at the time, he is the money guy. Canelo is the money. You don't got to say, oh, they got to give me, they got to get paid. It's because the business handlers know there is nothing left for Canelo Alvarez. And what we're doing is just giving our money to you because really we know that the levels that you're fighting right now is not nearly your level. They haven't accomplished with not even a quarter, not even 10 cents of what you accomplished, Canelo Alvarez. So the potential opponent is Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo, who recently said that he don't love the sport, that he don't even want to do this anymore. He's not even active. And went a whole 10 round with Jose Benavidez Jr. And Edgar Berlanga it's just levels, man. If Edgar Berlanga would have beaten maybe like David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, and Demise Andre, or probably would have beaten David Morrell, then there would be like, oh, an illusion. But you're not going to fake the people, because then I will feel that Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga will be taking advantage of us with this Mexican versus Puerto Rican. It's not. It's not. This is just the Canelo Alvarez show. It's just the Canelo Alvarez show. I know everybody begging for the fight. If Edgar Berlanga gets the fight, God bless him. But we all know who's the massive favorite. And if you thought that the Jaime Munguia fight was that Canelo was just levels above, Edgar Berlanga don't even throw combinations like Jaime Munguia. And Jaime Munguia was not even known to be this type of fast fighter. He did pretty good. It's nothing left for Canelo Alvarez. It's nothing left for Canelo Alvarez. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing left. Unless he fights David Benavidez, which is not going to happen. So what's next? We just got to really focus now on other fighters and great potential matchup. And that's why the 140-pound division is great. That's why 154-pound division is great. Because we could still see a Ryan versus a Tio. A Tio versus a Tank. The rematch, Ryan and Tank. Tio and Matias. Shakur and Tank. Tank and Shakur. Even you can still add Devin Haney in the mix with Shakur and Haney or Shakur. You could, or if he moves up, you know what I'm saying? Bam Rodriguez, that Juan Francisco Estrada is good. Can you imagine if he takes on Juan Francisco Estrada and then he wants to fight Chocolatito? I'm talking about Bam Rodriguez. David Benavidez could fight the Bivol and Beterbiev. heavyweight division, they all can mix and match it. The Excellency is doing a good job. There's nothing left for Canelo. And I'm not saying Canelo is young and still fresh. It doesn't seem like he's going to retire, but something has to. I'm going to tell you like this, folks. If Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson, if I was Canelo Alvarez, I'd fight Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez will be bigger than Edgar Berlanga and Canelo Alvarez. So he got to do probably a circus fight. Floyd Mayweather did it. Muhammad Ali did it. A lot of people did it. It just... I have no interest. Other than David Benavidez, there's really no hype, no interest. There's no anticipation. There wasn't, after the fight with Jaime Munguia, there wasn't a yeah, what's next? It feels like Canelo Alvarez has hit a dead end with opponents. And you can't blame Canelo Alvarez because Canelo Alvarez is the one that did everything. Not even Triple G did anything, right? He was just watching Canelo Alvarez do all the dirty work. So props to Canelo Alvarez, the cash cow of the sport of boxing. They probably would not, it's going to be a tough person to even do what Canelo. Look at the resume of Canelo Alvarez. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. He's done it all. You can't blame Canelo Alvarez. You got to actually blame the other guys for just waiting on Canelo and their manager, waiting on the promoters. Canelo Alvarez just separated himself from his contemporaries to the point where he's in his own island. And ain't nothing and nobody could swim in it. Unless if he throws something for you to... It's nothing left.